Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome back to my channel, Real Raw Rentals. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my rental properties financial update. And because I am super far behind, this update is going to be for August, September, and October of 2021, where in the past I was making these videos once a month. Instead, for this video, I have 3 months that I'm going over. So now moving on to the actual expenses. I've hidden the bottom portion of the Excel to hide the September and October expenses, as there are a lot of numbers going on, and I want it to be as clear as possible what numbers I'm currently talking about. But once I finish going through my August expenses, I will come back to the September and October ones, so you don't have to worry about that. So starting with property number 1, not too much has happened. I had my mortgage payment of $749.71. I got my rent of $1,345, and I paid a property management fee of $134.50. So once I sum all the income and expenses, I'm left with a net positive of $460.79. Moving on to property number 2. This one is also very straightforward. I got my rent of $1,000 and I paid my property management fee of $70, which left me with a net income of $930. Property number 3 is my most recent property, and as it's just getting rented, it's the most complicated one. So first I had to pay insurance, $121.85. I also had to pay the water bill, which was $31.03. I had to pay for lawn care to get the property in good enough shape both to rent and to have my insurance approve it. I got my rent of $1,250. I had other income of $250, and that was the non-refundable pet fee that I got because the renter has a dog. And then the management markups were $48, and that comes from taking 10% of all the maintenance and repairs they had to schedule and deal with. Now, one-time leasing fee was $625. My property management company charges 50% of the first month's rent when they place a tenant, so that's where the $625 comes from. The management fee is 10% of the rent, so that's $125. And then cleaning and more landscaping was $165 to get it all ready for the tenant. And lastly, I'm required by my property management company to have a balance of $500 in their account for any maintenance and repairs that come up. And so I had to pay $500 for that. So overall, that leaves me with a total income of $1,500, total expenses of $1,930.88, and net income of $430.88. Now I separate what I consider my property 3 acquisition costs, which is basically just the costs that are solely to get the property rent ready. And so I had one cost in August for that, and that was an HVAC replacement, fully replacing the whole system, and that cost $7,667.50. In terms of my overall property income and expenses for August, I made $3,845. I had $2,885.09 of expenses, which left me with a net income of $959.91. Now that's not including the acquisition costs that I just went over, as I consider that separate from the income and expenses of the properties. So moving on to non-property specific deposits and expenses. In August, I had interest from my savings account of $1.47. I made a personal deposit of $290.40 from extra income I had from my 9-to-5 job. And lastly, just bringing in the acquisition cost of property number 3 that I went over earlier, that was $7,667.50. So that leaves me with a total loss for the month of $7,375.63. And that's the total cost, not including the profit I made from the properties themselves. So overall, if we go to the year-to-date finances, these are my totals for the month in terms of rent, property management fees, mortgage loan payments, property taxes, insurance, capital expenditures, maintenance, repairs and cleaning, utilities, other expenses, and other income. So these are all numbers that I got from the previous slides I showed. In terms of total income, I made $4,136.87. My total expenses were $10,552.59, which leaves me with a net loss of the month of $6,415.72. At the beginning of August, I had a deficit of $8,624.61 in my account. Now, I didn't actually have a negative amount in my account, it's just that I had borrowed from my personal savings. So that's how much I'm in the red for my rental property business. My net income and loss for the month, as I just said, was $6,450.72, which leaves me with a balance at the end of the month of $15,040.33. Now I'm going to go over the same items, but for September of 2021. So for property number 1, again, I have the same mortgage payment amount, same rent amount, same property management fee, and I have a yearly management fee of $100, which my property management company charges. So overall, that leaves me with a net income for property number 1 of $360.79. For property number 2, I had my same rent, same property management fee, and then there ended up being raccoons in the property, so I had to pay $275 to get rid of the raccoons and make sure that they wouldn't be able to get back into the property again. Overall, that left me with a net income for property number 2 of $655. Once again, my property number 3 is the most complicated property in terms of expenses for this month because it is just getting started and there are a few kinks to work out. So first, my insurance payment, $121.85. Now I had a water bill and an energy bill. These bills are amounts that the tenant is going to partially repay me as they covered part of the time that the tenant was in the property. If you saw my previous video of getting this property rent ready, there was a lot of damage that happened during the HVAC installation process, so it cost $500 to repair that. My rent was $1,250. Management fee is 10% of that. Management markups is 10% of this repair item, which was to fix the ice maker in the refrigerator as that was broken. And here are the refunds for part of the water bill and part of the energy bill. Overall, that leaves me with a net income from property number 3 of $340.90. So if we look at the totals for all 3 of my properties, I had an income of $3,595, expenses of $2,238.31, which leaves me with a net income of $1,356.69 for the month. In terms of non-property specific deposits and expenses, the only thing for September of 2021 was a personal deposit that I made of $748.40 from extra income. This leaves me with the following totals for each category. My total income was $4,343.40. Total expenses were $2,238.31 for an overall net income of $2,105.09. The balance at the beginning of the month was $15,040.33, as we just discussed from the August update. With the income that I mentioned just above, that leaves me with a balance at the end of the month of $12,935.24. Lastly, we're looking at October of 2021. So for property number 1, I had my mortgage payment. I also had to make an extra deposit into my escrow balance due to my property taxes increasing and the cost of insurance increasing. Now, you don't see any rent, and that's because my tenants paid late. They did pay in October of 2021, but by the time the property management company deposited it into my account and all the processing that goes on with that, it was November by the time that the rent hit my account. So I did get the rent, but it doesn't show up in my October financial update. So that leaves me with 0 income, total expenses of $1,651.14, which is my overall loss. For property number 2, I had my rent of $1,000, my property management fee of $70, and my loan payment of $5,653.65. Now, this seems like a huge amount, and that's because I only have to pay my loan once a year instead of the traditional once a month. So while this leaves me with a very large loss for this particular month, I'm still cash flow positive overall if you look at the full year because this payment only happens once a year. So overall, that leaves me with a net loss of $4,723.65 for property number 2. Lastly, property number 3, again, is the most complicated. Hopefully within the next month or two, it'll calm down and not have all these extra expenses. But I have my insurance. Now, if you notice, my insurance decreased significantly from the last 2 months, and that's because I had to pay more for insurance when there wasn't a tenant in place. And it took a little bit to get the insurance adjusted, but going forward, it's $55.10 for my insurance. Now I had 2 energy bills. Again, my tenant is going to repay me, but they did not repay me in October, so the repayments will be reflected in November. I had my rent and my management fee, and then I also got a management fee credit of the same amount that my management fee is. To be honest, I'm not sure why that is. I need to look into why I got that management fee credit. It might have been a mistake. They might charge me a management fee twice in November. I am not sure yet about that. So overall, that leaves me with a net income of $1,041.41 for property number 3. Overall, for all 3 properties, I had a net income of $2,375, total expenses of $7,708.38, which leaves me with a net loss of $5,333.38. Now, again, this large loss is due to 2 reasons. Number 1, the loan payment that I had to make on property number 2 this month, which only happens once a year. And number 2, the fact that my rent for property number 1 did not hit my account until early November. In terms of non-property specific deposits and expenses, I had a personal deposit of $1,085. And lastly, the overall year-to-date finances. Up here you can see all the totals for the month. The total overall, when you include all the property gains, losses, and then non-property specific gains in this case, you get a net loss of $4,248.38. The balance at the beginning of the month was $12,935.24. My net loss I just described, which leaves me with a balance at the end of the month of $17,183.62. Now I understand that means I am very much in the red by a lot. I'm confident that going forward I can repay this relatively quickly, but in my next financial update, which I'll release in early January of 2021, I will go over specifically how I plan to repay that and how long I believe it will take. So now just a little bit on what to expect going forward. In terms of my future financial updates, I had been releasing them once a month. However, I've noticed that I don't usually have that much to update each month, and so I'm pretty sure that going forward I will switch to releasing my financial updates once a quarter when there's more to talk about. Because I went over October of 2021 in this financial update, which is technically in quarter 4, my next financial update will be only part of quarter 4. It'll be November and December of 2021. And I will upload that in January of 2022, so you can look forward to seeing that relatively soon. Now, given that I'm only going to be doing these financial updates once per quarter versus once per month, I am going to release separate financial update videos if there are specific items or expenses that are particularly noteworthy or need more explanation. And so I'll just be releasing those as needed. And I'm also working on creating a better way of sharing my financial updates other than the Excel document, which I'm currently using, because I feel like it's a bit confusing as there's a lot going on, which makes it harder to see what's going on overall. So if you have any suggestions or ideas on that, please let me know. My next video, which I'm going to release, will be my update of owning property number 1 for 1 year. And it's going to focus on the financials of that property from the past year, given that I haven't really had any issues or anything going on outside of the financials. But if you have any other specific questions, let me know in the comments so that I can cover that. And in terms of future videos, going forward, I'm planning on releasing 2 videos a month. One will be released approximately on the first Sunday of the month, and the other will be on the third Sunday of the month. The dates might be a little bit off from that, but I am really trying to stick to that, and I'm really hoping to get on a more consistent schedule, so you're also welcome to keep me accountable for that. Lastly, if you have any video ideas, please let me know. I'd love to make a video that is interesting to you and something that you would like to know about. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it below and subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this in the future.